Mobility gets us to travel far. Tragedies were written in memoirs.
My name is Senait Kerski. Here I am from Eritrea. I live in the capital city in Asmara. I have two sisters and two brothers. I'm working in Eritrea in Asmara, in the capital city, as a nursing. I left my country because of the political issue in my country, because they have big wars, they have a lot of things in our country. That's why I live. Because of I need to save my life. I don't need to like surgery. That's why I leave my country. I decide to leave my country. It is very hard to start at the beginning. Everything is security. Everything is to hide from each other, because it is. They need us younger people to go to war, to go to soldiers. But I don't need it. That's why I leave it. Everything is secret. I left it with some terrorists as the Samsari. They say Samsari. I live it like I live in this country with Samsari, by Samsari. It is very hard. It is not simple. It's not easy to make it. They need money. They need to everything to ask for you. They need secret and they need it money. But I left it like this from my country. I left my country. I traveled to Sudan. I live in Sudan. I live in Sudan like long time. I live it. I live like life for Sudan. But I live in Sudan. It is the culture of Sudan is very hard because it's different from our country, and different I faces with this. I live it. I try to live it. For me it is very, very hard. I passed in Sudan and I arrived to Libya. It is very hard to live in Libya. It is very, very hard. Libya is very hot. The weather is very hot. They don't have any government. They play for people that are, I don't know, like animals. Like they think like animals. They don't have water, clean water to drink, not to wash it, to drink. And I don't know, they don't have enough foods, and they have a lot of sickness because of this. They have dirty sickness for skin. They don't have a lot of food. We eat only macaroni, boiler macaroni. You know, boiler macaroni is without anything, without oil, with salt. If I live in Libya, it's around 6 months. Only I eat only macaroni pasta, boiled with water. It's amazing to eat like this, without vitamins. They have a lot of criminal people. This criminal, live in criminal people. We live normal is not normally. They beat kids. They use it as animals for women. As women, I live here. I saw in my friends a lot of things, a lot of badness, a lot of sickness, a lot of very bad situations to live in Libya. It is very hard. It is not normal. It is not normal to live in Libya because they don't have legal government here. They use it like animals. They use it as you want to use it. If you ask women it is very hard. It is not normal. It is very hard. Because of this Libyan, we are living in Libya. This some cave or some hole, some magazine. They said magazine. We are living because they don't have a lot of foods. They don't have a lot of water. They have a lot of sickness. They have different sickness. For sickness or for skin sickness. From loss of for vitamins of something, a lot of sickness they have because they don't have that. Because of this, we are not. Some people they don't survive this to cross the sea. If they are died, they don't care. They throw it. We don't care. We are crying. We are crying because we are all of people is here. 180 people in the boat, small boat, is under stress. All people is with kids. They have mothers inside us. They crying. What they do is nothing. They don't have anything. Children, they cry. We are crying, but thanks God, we are helping us for European Union to save our life. Okay, we think to leave to Libya because of this situation. After that, we pay. It must be paid for that. They ask for money to how do you to survive this, to pass it this situation. Must pay it. After that, they pay for them. They collect us to go to cross to boat. To boat. It is we are going by night. It is midnight. They take us. I don't know. They have small boats. They prepare small boat to cross the sea. They collect us 180 people from small boat. We're starting. We are going. I don't know. We are jumping to the sea. Or we are after that. They help us to catch the boat. After that, they catch the boat. One guy is have a driver. I don't know from where it is coming. It is his face is like Libyan, but I will speak some Arabic language. They drive us, but in the sea it is very hard. We are lost in the middle of sea. We are going day and night. But we are found some helpers people from I don't know which country. They are big boats. They are coming to help us. That's why they are survived this sea. In this boat is they have a lot of stress. They have a lot of hunger to need water. From where it is coming water? They don't have water. They don't have food. They don't have anything. Without anything, they have in boat, small boat, 3 days in the sea. Before this, they are catch us. After that, they are coming from, I don't know, maybe it is from Italian government. This coming, this big boat. They help us. After that, they are transfer for big boat. In this boat, we are drink. They give us a lot of water. We drink water. They are for us. This water is like juice. It is nice juice. I don't forget it. This water. It is nice. They give us water. They give us small water, small foods. From this big boat, we are traveling 2 days from past to Italy. Amazing how we are lost it with this small boat. It is thanks God. We are alive still now. We are alive, thanks God. Because of this, it is nice. We are alive. I am in Slovenia 3 years almost. Where I start life to survive something, to live normally life in Europe. Okay, I'm thinking to how to growing, how to live it. It's okay. I start in Slovenia. I start to work. I start to study Slovenian language, and it's okay. It is nice, but I couldn't find to how do my needed to my profession to start to in Slovenia to grow it, but I couldn't. I am not successful with this. I don't know the system. They ask for paper, but I am not found. I'm not coming by legal. I'm illegally. I'm not bring from paper from our country. That's why I'm not working in Slovenia by profession. They ask me, but they ask me paper. They ask me language. They don't ask me some. They don't give for me some course. That's why I live. I working as cleaner in Slovenia. I'm not working in my profession.
All the ups and the downs and the highs and the lows. Let's wait until tomorrow. We follow, we grow. No fiction, no lies, no mice, no webs. Let's not forget.